What's up YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG content, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're trying to make our way to 70,000 subscribers, which is totally awesome, and this year has been quite a blast, and I want to thank every single person that has already subscribed to the channel because we're going to have such a crazy adventure over in Honolulu, Hawaii, where we're going to be playing the World Championships. Yeah, it's going to be the 5th time. I actually got an invite for the World Championships and it's going to be fantastic, and a new set will be legal during Worlds, and that's Shrouded Fable. I did a lot of content already. I did a set review, a top 10 best cards video. I even did predict the tier list for Worlds. So now we're going to be checking out some deck lists because I want to give you guys an idea. There will be specific cards that will be added into the cards pool, and that's going to be making up our Worlds set. It's a mini set, so don't expect too many great cards from the set, but it actually will come back with some new cards that will actually make archetypes or improve archetypes. So that's gonna be something we're checking out today. If you guys are hyped for the video, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. It helps out in many ways. And also go check out our sponsors that make the videos possible. DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Use the coupon ZapdosTCG to get 5% off your complete order. There is YourPlaymat.com to create your own unique custom playmat. BowtownStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. Use the coupon code ZapdosTCG to have 5% off your order. And if you're a European player, you are obligated to check out CARDMARKET.com. It's a website where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. You can use the referral name ZapdosTCG to help support the channel. Okay, the first deck up on the menu is the Okidogi EX Archetype. This is going to be a purely two-prize beat stick, and it's going to be focused on Okidogi, which actually is able to one-shot anything in the game. You're slapping 130 plus 130 more if you are poisoned, which is actually kind of crazy. Then you have the Binding Mochi, an item card that allows you to slap 40 more damage if you are poisoned, and you can get energy acceleration off with the means of Janine's secret technique. You can then accelerate 2 darkness energies instantly from your deck to actually 1 energy to 2 targets, so you can actually power up multiple attackers at the same time. There's capabilities of using Dark Patch, and with the Charizard EX you have free retreat with your darkness Pokemon because you can have that switch in effect. And the cool thing with that, you also poison yourself. So this is going to be an archetype that is going to be loved by many because there's so many cool Pokemon in here. The Loyal Tree are in there. There's even a Darkrai VSTAR package in here, so you can recover some of your resources. Think about Dark Patches, they are not endless. And there's also some turbo drawness with the deck with Squawkabilly, Radiant Greninja. So in specific matchups you can just donk people, and that's what the deck is all about. So Pokestop, Trekking Shoes, Squawkabilly, Radiant Greninja, stuff we've seen before in Roaring Moon, but now instead of going for like the Calamity Storm, you can now go for bigger attacks that can one-shot even the biggest threats, which is awesome. And you no longer have to go for like that frenzied gouging to leave yourself vulnerable. You're going to be leaving yourself a little bit less vulnerable with an archetype like this. So this is one of the very few archetypes coming from, of course, Shrouded Fable. Moving forward, we're talking about the upcoming deck here. United Wings gets an update. I'm actually quite hyped for United Wings, just because of the fact that we now gain Dartrix. Dartrix is a grass-type Pokemon, ideal to one-shot stuff like, for example, Charizard EX, which was in the past a very, very, very difficult matchup indeed. We also have fixed our Lost Box problem with the help of Kyurem. If you're up against a Lost Box player, boom, Kyurem is there, 110 to 3 targets, and you're going to be doing fine once again. Wattrel hits weakness against Lugia, against Palkia VSTAR. You have Murkrow hitting weakness against Gardevoir EX, and now Dartrix hitting weakness against Charizard. Makes the deck feel way better. Also with Tatsugiri, you can now fetch Research time and time again, and the Flamigos get flying out of the deck with the ability. And with Legacy Energy, you turn yourself into actually a 1-prizer into a 0-prizer, which is kind of crazy. And you can even boost the damage output even further with Kyurem. And now because we do have that Nightly Stretcher item card, you can either get a Darkness Energy from your discard pile or regularly just a Pokemon, which is kind of good indeed. Otherwise you have to Super Rod everything back, and then you know how terrible that is. So very cool indeed. United Wings is getting a buff. Then there's Kyurem. You might think, what the hell, Kyurem? Yeah, that's true. Kyurem is better because of course, the new Stadium card that allows you to put a card from your hand on top of the deck. We all know that you can discard the top of the deck with the Kyurem VMAX to then have energy acceleration going around, and with that new tool card as well. If you discard an energy from the Pokemon that this card is attached to, between turns you get the energy back, meaning that stuff like the Kyurem can be very disruptive. There's also the Wellspring Ogerpon EX in here, which can take down multiple targets with its attack. And now with a multiple amount of Kyurem, you're gonna have such a great day using the new Stadium card to your advantage, putting it on top of the deck, then have energy acceleration and just try to one-shot anything in the game. On top of that, there's Palkia VSTAR with the Subspace Well, still a very powerful attack, and you can also get some energies with that Star Portal ability, getting some energies from the discard pile to your Pokemon. You can attack with Ninja, you can attack with Wellspring Ogerpon, you can trap people with the sub attack of the Wellspring Ogerpon as well. So this deck does gain that new tool card that can regain energies from the discard pile, as well as the new Stadium. There's also a Chorus there, which can fetch out a Stadium. You now have Search for the Stadium, which really helps out this archetype, because if you can establish a bunch of Kyurems here, you're gonna have such a fantastic time. Kyurem VMAX, ladies and gentlemen, check it out for yourself. Moving forward is my personal favorite of the bunch is Regidrago VSTAR, getting way better with the help of two new Dragon-type Pokemon. Kyurem is going to be one of them. It's going to allow you to slap 110 damage to 3 targets, even though you discard all your energies. It is worth it if the opponent is not able to set up a Manaphy in time. Even though there's a Cologne in here, you can get it back with the Legacy Star. And if you're up against something like, for instance, Lugia with Legacy Energy, you can even use Haxorus, which is able to one-shot anything with a special energy attached. You might think, oh, they're playing Mist Energy. If you want to attack for the Lugia matchup even further, you can go for a Temple of Sinnoh or even an Enhanced Hammer, which you can, of course, get. I've been practicing with this deck quite a little bit. It has its flaws, don't get me wrong, but because we get new Dragon-type Pokemon, Regidrago VSTAR gets better, and I'm all for it, because you have Covered Fly with Noivern, the Bellowing Thunder attack of a Raging Bolt, Phantom Dive of the Dragapult EX. So all the most powerful attacks in the game combined here in this Regidrago VSTAR deck. Next up is going to be the Bloodmoon Ursaluna. This is the one prize Bloodmoon Ursaluna, which actually accelerates 2 fighting type energies from your hand instantly to it. And it slaps 10 damage plus 30 more for every damage counter on the Pokemon. You're using the Iron Valiant to go in circles, so you can slap huge amounts of damage with your Bloodmoon Ursaluna. There's even the Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX to finish it off in the late game, and because you're playing Squawkabilly and a lot of switch outs, you can even still surprisingly donk people because of the effect of Iron Valiant, as we come to know and love. Nightly Stretcher also part of this as a new card, allowing you to get Pokemon back from the discard pile or a basic energy, so it has the multiple choice option. You can choose whether you want an energy back or a Pokemon, which is great, and that's why this is actually a new archetype coming from the Shrouded Fable set. Moving forward, Kingdra EX slaps 50 damage plus 50 more for like every water energy attached to it. You can, of course, use the Kingdra to cheat in stage 2s in play. For example, you can get 2 water Pokemon instantly from the discard pile onto your bench. That means you can get a Baxcalibur or maybe the other Kingdra if you would need so. And with the help of course, the Star Portal of a Palkia VSTAR, you can get tons of energies in play as well. So Kingdra EX, with the help of Irida, getting stage 2s in play has been easier than ever before. Just be careful of the fact that you might see some Iron Hands popping left and right, which can take multiple prize cards, and that is actually very scary. But other than that, it's like Palkia Bibarel gains a new friend in the form of Kingdra, a very powerful stage 2 EX. Is it going to be powerful enough to be at the top tables? I doubt it, but it's a new thing you guys can try out. Another new deck is going to be actually an updated is the deck is that Charizard Pidgeot now gains the Dusknoir. Dusknoir and Dustclops both have an ability to let them get knocked out. If you knock them out, the opponent does take a prize card, but that does activate your counter catcher, which is very important. Not only that, you can Iono or Roxanne the opponent to low hand sizes as soon as you want, because you can blow up your Dustclops. If you do that, you put 5 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you explode a Dusknoir, however, you can put 13 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is going to help out for Charizard to take earlier knockouts than you might anticipate. Definitely in combination with Maximum Belt. Maximum Belt already pushes Charizard's damage output to 230. Combine that with, of course, the power of a Dustclops, and you're actually at 280, which is already a number to knock out Lugia, VSTAR, all the VSTARs as an example. So, yeah, now that I think about it, VSTARs are not affected by Maximum Belt, but you get the point. The Dustclops can help out with damage output, making sure you can activate Counter Catcher, target down of the opponent's bench here and there. So it also can make sure you can have Roxanne plays, which is very important. And I think this actually is definitely deserving some recognition here, because Dusknoir is such a scary Pokemon to be up against. It can bench wipe you, because Dusknoir can knock out something like your B-Barrel. You can knock out your opponent's only attacking Pokemon and then Iono them. A fantastic combo indeed. Talking about fantastic combos, Greninja EX, Pidgeot. Same concept here. You use Dustclops and Dusknoir, but here you use them more proactively because you do have access to TM Evolution in this list. And the cool thing with this is that you're playing, of course, the TM Evo, allowing you to evolve to Frogadier, Pidgeotto, or Dustclops instantly. And because with the Shinobi Blade slapping 170 and getting any card you want from the deck, you can get some game-breaking combos where you're exploding a Dusknoir, knocking out a Manaphy, and use that barrage attack of the Greninja EX to take multiple prize cards and doing a clean bench sweep right there. So Greninja EX also gains the power of that powerful Dusknoir, and there's also the Nightly Stretcher in here, which seems to be a choice for a lot of decks out there. Moving forward, yeah, Miraidon does get a new card here as well, and that is actually the supporter card that you can see next to Arven, allowing you to only play this card if it's the only card remaining in hand, but it does allow you to search your deck for 2 trainer cards, and that's actually for 2 cards in general, I would say. That means you can get 2 generators with that, which is great. Having it being the only card in hand is, however, difficult to pull off, and there's also something you could test out with Miraidon is that new Stadium card to let you put an energy from your hand on top of the deck so your generators are more successful. I personally would include that over the Town Store, but hey, in this list they are actually still playing the Town Store to fetch Forest Sealstone. Secret Box in here as well. And now that I think about it, you can go for the combos where you can just go for Arven first, then get that secret box, get some more stuff with the secret box, empty your hand, and then the following turn use that new supporter to get 2 more generators. That's pretty much the main concept of a deck like this. So Miraidon, get turn 1 Iron Hands off, and then try to get more generators as you go with that new supporter as your capable situations get better and better. Okay, moving forward, there is gonna be the new Fezandipiti. Fezandipiti is a spiritual successor to Oricorio GX and allows you to draw 3 cards if your opponent knocks something out during their last turn. This is very great in decks that have very weak board states, don't have that much potential draw power on their field, and that's gonna help those decks out. This is an example of an Ancient Box deck that is very weak to Unfair Stamp, that is very weak to Iono, Roxanne, you name it, but with you being able to slap down the Fezandipiti before you take prize cards, you're at least making yourself safe that you can respond to a hand disruption play of the opponent here, and that's why Fezandipiti will see its usage in a lot of decks out there. Also here, the Nightly Stretcher being a one-off in the list. Fezandipiti also makes its way to Goldango. Goldango does love drawing cards with the coin bonus, with the Radiant Greninja, but now with Fezandipiti, you have more draw power than ever before, trying to get those crazy combos going with Prime Catcher and Cologne to maybe even attack with a Radiant Greninja. Fezandipiti also part of the Raging Bolt gang, and yeah, you might think, oh, why shouldn't I play Mew EX? Mew EX is sometimes not drawing you what you want. You do have, sometimes you get Iono to 1 card, you draw, and both of these cards are unplayable, and out of nowhere, you cannot draw a lot of cards with Mew EX, and with Fezandipiti you can always draw 3 on top of it, and you can activate it whenever you feel like, before or after a Sada, before or after a Pokestop. It all depends on your sequencing. So Fezandipiti, a very cool card indeed, even sometimes sees its way into updated Chimpile list, because sometimes B-Barrel is not enough. You draw cards and suddenly you say, oh, I just want that little bit of oomph power, and that's where the Fezandipiti comes in play. Also Night Stretcher here in the deck as well. And to finish off this video, you do see Fezandipiti once again in a mixture of a Dragapult Charizard list. So in the past, people were also playing like you do have the Dragcloaks, but the Dragcloaks are not that much of draw power. Then people were tacking in a one line of B-Barrel here and there, and that clunks up the deck. But with just one Fezandipiti, you just make sure that if the opponent ever gets a knockout, you can of course respond instantly. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Shrouded Fable set is actually coming very shortly. It's going to be releasing on the 2nd of August and will be legal for the World Championships over in Honolulu, Hawaii. And I want to know down below in the comment section which deck that you did see here on the screen are you excited for the most? I'm very excited for Fezandipiti to try that out. I'm excited for Kyurem, but there's also the Nightly Stretcher, which is actually very versatile. I am super excited to be playing. There's not a lot of cards you need to get. It's going to be a very cheap set as well, a mini set to just make sure that the World Championships become more interesting. Now, let me know in the comments what your favorite deck was, what your favorite card was from Shrouded Fable, and let's get a discussion started. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my tier list that I did for Shrouded Fable, and also check out my top 10 best cards from the set. If you enjoyed the video, as usual, be sure to hit the hell out of the like button. Helps out in ridiculous ways. It is super effective, you will see. And yeah, subscribe for more daily Pokemon TCG videos. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. Be sure to check out the sponsors to make sure you can go the extra mile for sleeves, binders, and deck boxes, for custom playmat, TCG Live code cards, or if you're a European player to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. Sponsors down below. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.